Thursday, May 28th. The time is 7:07, we're a few minutes late due to some technical difficulties with the recorder, but we got that straightened up. I have all three selectmen present. I have, recording for the town. Mr. Leo Martell is not here. Mr. Fred Mellon, filling in for him. Thank you, Fred. And, the town administrator is out due to, for personal business, personal nature. We have the, town clerk here with us in attendance today. Gentlemen, we have some minutes to approve.
I'd like to to approve the regular minutes of May 14th, 2026, as amended with a couple of pen updates.
I'll second that motion to approve the minutes of May 14th, pending those pen and ink changes.
Okay, pen and ink changes were made. Any other further discussion of these minutes?
No.
Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the 8:04 PM non-public minutes of May 14th, 2026.
I'll second the motion for the May
Let
May
me
14th.
amend my motion to say those don't need to be sealed.
Okay,
do not, okay.
any further discussion? That was 8:02 for the record.
Oh, really? This says 8:04
Okay,
on here, but it's okay.
within 2 minutes, okay. Any other further discussion of these
No.
minutes?
None.
Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion to approve the 8:40 PM non-public minutes of May 14th, 2026, and they are not sealed.
I'll second that motion and not seal them.
And the time was on those were, the second set?
I have 8:40 PM.
I'm making a pen and ink change here. Because that was definitely after. Any further discussion on those? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Sorry. Okay. Jennifer, you're on the agenda. Fred, any public comment?
No.
Hearing none, we're gonna go right to, Jennifer. You had some questions regarding the town fees?
Well, I wanted to, yes, I had a question, and I also wanted to answer any of your questions before we had the public hearing. Cause I've added, in this draft, I've added some fees that are by statute. And then there's one that I had come to the board with, several months ago, mentioning that this is a law that we need to follow, and we have the option of including fees.
Okay,
Okay?
we have your document in front of me.
Yes.
And you understand our, at least a former philosophy, that we have in town is that we have limited government services, and we tax a heck of a lot sometimes. So we like to make sure that our fees are not overzealous, but they more reflect the true cost of, not the full cost, but at least help with offset the cost of doing business. So I'll start off with that, but I'll let you take
That
the,
is fine.
okay.
So,
And that was, I'm paraphrasing Mr. Dave Knoll, and the things I still respect him today for having that perspective, and the thing is, it was more, he used to talk about transfer station fees that way, and I have a lot of respect for him, the way he handled those. And so I share that with you, and that's the way my approach to all fees in town. That we want it, sometimes you have to charge fees, but sometimes we don't have to I don't like the word gouging the public when you don't have to.
absolutely, right, so that's why I'm here actually, is I didn't know whether we wanted to raise a fee that we're kind of breaking even now and soon won't be,
Okay,
or, so that's the main question that I have, so we can jump to that.
Okay.
That's the E-reg fee per shopping cart. So that's just kind of by itself.
it's a dollar fee, yeah.
Order thing. It's a dollar fee that gets charged when people renew dog licenses or motor vehicle registrations online. It's per shopping cart, so they could have a dozen vehicles, and it's just the one fee that goes to the town. And that's because we send them the items in the mail, so to cover the postage and the envelopes have gone up to 15 cents each plus shipping, and printing the checks.
I see you're at a dollar right now.
And it's been $1 it probably started as $1. It was $1 in 2019, and from what I could gather before that.
COVID made it come to realization.
Maybe $1.50 to cover an envelope and stamp, postage.
What was your suggestion?
Yeah, I didn't know if we wanted to do, if we were gonna raise it, because like now we're like squeaking by, breaking even, I think, but it's like really a squeak.
Gotcha.
So I didn't know if we wanted to do 125, 150, something in between.
Dana, your thoughts?
I mean, I think a lot of the fees that, that could be done online are relatively small anyway, so we don't wanna make that too big of a fee, so.
Yeah.
The fact that we could do this every year if we needed to, I would almost say go up minimal, like $1.25. And you think that would cover us?
Yeah, I think that would
In
cover
terms
us
of-
for now, because it's just this year,
I think
they
because-
don't have a postage increase
Right.
that we know of for first class, you know.
When it comes to a point where,
Yeah.
you know, inflation
It's
goes through the
done.
roof, and the thing is, we can always redress it next year.
We have the ability to do it
Correct.
Right.
Exactly,
annually anyway, so.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah,
It's not like we're stuck with this for
forever.
a long period of time.
Yep.
right.
If it turns out to be not
I'm,
enough.
I'll pencil in 125 then.
so.
But you're bringing this to the June 11th.
Right, yeah,
public
but I
hearing
need to
anyway, you're just-
present, we can't have a question mark in our, what
Understood.
we're presenting, we need
Understood.
something, so I wanted to ask the board for your input on that, correct?
Okay,
Yeah, so I suggested $1.50, so I'll go with, the board's, I'll agree with the $1.25
Mm-hmm.
as well, to keep it
Yeah,
minimal.
keep it minimal.
Are you keeping the rest of your
Right.
fees pretty flat?
So.
I see
the-
some bolds here.
Yep, the bolds, if we go up to the top, dog licenses late fee, that's charged by statute, it just wasn't on our fee schedule.
Okay,
If you go down to vehicle registration, the town clerk fee is $2 is charged by statute, so these things have been charged for
Been
years.
implemented.
They just haven't
is
been
just-
on our schedule, so I wanted to add those to our, it seems
Does the
appropriate.
state statute actually list the actual amount too?
Yes,
They do?
yeah, no,
Okay.
these are a shall, and this is the amount.
Okay, so are there any statutes on any fees that say, you shall charge this, but it's your discretion about what to charge?
I'm not sure that there are shells, I think those are more likely mays.
Okay.
If there's a discretionary, then it's
Okay.
probably not
Okay.
required, but
Most
I'm
of
not an
them you
attorney.
say though are shalls.
Yeah, most of the fees on my schedule are shells, there are a few other fees that we charge that are shells that, you know, it's so rare, like, if somebody declares candidacy for state office, they can pay $2 or have some signature, some sort of petition, that's once every 2 years it happens. Do we wanna, you know, it seems kind of
Okay.
excessive to list something like that, but we could.
Yeah.
Articles agreement recording, that's by statute, but it wasn't on our schedule.
I don't even understand what that'd be used for.
Right, so that's if somebody has a nonprofit whose mailing address is in Dunbarton, then they're supposed to file their articles of agreement, not just with the state, but also with the town. So whatever town where the mailing address is, they file those, and there's a $5 cost, and it gets recorded in our permanent records.
Can you give an example
Give an example of a
of an
nonprofit?
agency that has paid that in
Like
the past?
Dunbarton
Flags by
Historical
Dunbarton.
Society.
Yeah, if the
Maybe.
flag's address is in Dunbarton, then that would be an example.
Have they paid that in the past?
I'm not prepared to speak to any specific nonprofits at
Okay.
this moment,
Okay,
cause I don't know.
But it's by
if they're-
statute, so it's-
It's by statute,
so in the future, we have to be ready to accept it if it happens.
right.
In other words,
yeah.
they have to come to you and notify, in other words, what's the requirement, like, for a car or dog license, you have to come to you, but what's the requirement for someone coming to you? I'm just trying to be educated here.
Right, so in theory, someone should know that they're supposed to come to us.
Okay.
And then, and do that. Sometimes I learn about a nonprofit and I might say, hey, by the way, you're supposed to do this.
Okay.
And then
How
they'll
is
be
there,
like, oh, okay, no problem, here's my articles, and,
is there an RSA or something that dictates this?
Yes, there is, and so on
Okay.
the left-hand side of the
Oh,
handout,
okay, that's
I've
the,
listed the statutes, and if possible, I'd like to include that in my fee schedule, if appropriate, you know, like off to the side, or I'm gonna keep it for my records,
Gotcha.
just to know which statute covers, or not just saying, oh, that's by statute, and then learning later the statute changed, but it's hard to track it down, like it was with the, wetlands filing fee, that last year I discovered wasn't a, statute anymore, with this, for the fee, they changed it, so we removed that.
I
what are
think,
the landlord agent fees?
So that is another
Never heard of that.
statute, and I brought handouts, and I
Okay.
presented this to the board, but it was, before you were on the board.
Okay,
So, here is a copy of the statute. And so landlords, there's exceptions, like if the person lives in their house, they can rent out, you know, and not be considered a landlord there. But if they have another building where they're just having tenants, in general, they tend to be a landlord, and they're supposed to file with us. So this is for protection of the tenants, so they can say, well, how do I contact my landlord's agent? Like, suppose they're having an issue and they can't even reach their landlord, this is so that they know legally, this is how I reach my landlord, and how they can process things if there's like that much going on between them.
oh.
And so by state law, the landlords need to file a form with us. What the form is at the town's discretion. So after drafting a form and meeting with the board, I had sent it to NHMA at their, so I have that draft again, which doesn't list any fees on it, cause there aren't any. So there's but we need the landlord can designate an agent, and they have to be in New Hampshire. So that's also part of, the law and protection for tenants.
excellent, thank you. It's a good refresher.
Right, so my suggested fees for those are based on going through a whole lot, I have some here, I have a whole list of printouts of forms from different towns and things where I've gone through and seen what are other towns charging. The vast majority, charge $15 for an initial filing fee. Many of them charge 10 or 15 if there's any addendums or changes, but some of them charge less, like 5, and I thought, given that we like to go less, you know, a change would only be 5. And the state law allows up to $100 penalty for failure to file, which I don't know how, I would hope to think that wouldn't be often, but if there's no fine at all, there's nothing to put behind somebody has to file, you know, so
That's a
I
good kicker.
don't know.
Good.
Alright,
And have you found other towns do the maximum on that fine?
Oh, yes, I haven't seen any that don't do the maximum. Yeah, sorry, I should have mentioned
there's
that. So they seem to all just do the maximum for the fine.
Yeah, it's kinda helpful to, residents who rent. It's
Right.
protection,
Yeah,
it gives a protection to
protecting the
them.
tenants.
So
Right.
Yeah.
there's a case where a fee here is a may, not a shall,
Correct,
you know,
right, it's May, so it's
Yeah.
up to that amount, but it's at the discretion.
Yep.
Yep,
I have no problem with that at all,
I'm in sync on those, I'm fine
Chuck.
with your recommendations.
Yeah.
okay.
yeah, I agree with all the
I
recommendations.
just thought before the public hearing, it would be good for you to be familiar with
Yeah,
Yeah.
what these are.
Yeah, it's very helpful.
Are you gonna be, I'd like you to be there at the public hearing, so you can help
Yeah.
Explain these, if we
Yes.
don't wanna fumble through them.
Yes, yeah, I'm gonna be there, it's gonna be a busy night because we've got the civil forfeitures for dogs. You know, last year I was here at almost midnight just dealing with that, but I will be here.
A lot of people don't realize it.
Since we have the 4-paw handcuffs that the police department go around to round up all the
Oh, the unlicensed dogs.
unlicensed dogs, yeah, they need special handcuffs.
Chief
for
used
the-
to, former chief used to carry him in his front seat.
Oh,
He
really?
used to, a very common dog, he used to get one of the dogs in his front seat all the time.
Oh, really?
He'd have transport him down to the pound down in, Concord.
Uh-huh,
And of course, the owner's gotta go pick him up and pay the, shall I say, bail.
Oh, in that case, that's a stray dog?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the thing is, it was well known, it was a common, shall I say, a frequent flyer.
yeah, repeat offender.
Yeah, repeat offender. Okay, thank you, Jennifer.
Okay, and
Runaway
do I
dog.
need, you'll give handouts, pass them along to Lean? What-
Yes, I have her photo right here, I just
Awesome.
inserted yours in the photo, I'll remind her of that.
Yep,
Okay,
okay,
very good.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, and now we're gonna talk about the cemetery trustee, the event. Obviously, there's gonna be a 48 state tour of Dunbarton, New Hampshire is a part of that, it sounds like. Choice of Dunbarton Cemetery Center in Dunbarton, New Hampshire, it's co-hosted by Dunbarton Cemetery Trustees. It's a 48 state tour, our events are 100% open to the public, and there's more to see here. Okay, basically, we have a very historical cemetery in town. And there's a lot of history there, and the Dunbarton is, Center Cemetery's present location, 1667. It was, they built a pound and a fence for the graveyard. So we have two things which are very historical. And, obviously, we're on a tour of people who wanna be interested in historical, a little bit of history for Dunbarton.
So this cemetery
Yes.
in the pound,
Yes. And so it's basically sharing history with, 48 other states, with, all sorts of, historical cemeteries, so kudos to the,
So this is gonna take place on Thursday, June 4th. All 48 state tour.
next week.
All events are free and open to the public, Dunbarton Center Cemetery. June 4th from 9 AM to 3 PM,
I didn't get the impression it was gonna be anything formal, as far as, presentation or anything, but I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to.
I guess
So
it's
not
just,
like tours on the hour, but maybe if somebody shows up, then they talk about it,
Yeah.
is that?
Is the cemetery, trustees going to be around?
I'm not sure from this.
I'd like to maybe get some, have the town administrator just get, what are the cemetery trustees doing on behalf of this?
Yeah, right.
What are the specifics? Cause this,
Are they at least mowing the grass
Well,
prior to?
well,
Weed whacking the town pound?
well, it looked pretty good for Memorial Day, so it should
Yeah.
hold up somewhat well.
yeah. But the thing is, I guess the question is, I wanna
Take a
ask her,
look.
yes, I wanna ask her, specifically.
Yeah, what are the town's, preparations for
Yeah.
this,
Ensure
this worldwide event,
Yeah, ensure
Well,
that everything.
countrywide.
countrywide? Well, it's being broadcast across, what they used to say, by satellite across the world.
Okay. All right,
Interesting,
very much so.
okay.
All right, we're gonna move on right on to the mailbox, gentlemen. We have a budget report, quarterly budget report for the transfer station. I looked at it already, you should have a copy in your file if you don't.
I did look at it also.
I did not get anything
Okay.
in my mailbox.
Yeah, but take a look at it, the yellow highlighted ones are the ones, some of the outliers, but budgetary, we're still looking fine.
We're looking good.
Yeah.
And I have to say, with the termination of our previous manager, they struggled for the first week, but I think things are going very smoothly now.
Good. Good to hear.
Yep, we'll keep an eye on these, regularly
Expenditures, correct.
as the,
Okay, I'm gonna,
Mike, just for the public, Mike, Dana and Lean are supervisors of the transfer station staff still.
Okay,
We may adjust over time to release some of us from those duties as things down there go, more smoothly, but at this point in time, any one of us can be there for a resource for the personnel down there.
good,
We just, we don't wanna, at least, as far as, with a new manager down there, acting manager, we don't want him to be, like, as the old proverbial saying, drinking from a fire hose and not have nowhere to go for help.
right,
And so we made sure he has available help,
Yeah.
like, especially on Saturdays, and we usually will coordinate, if you're out of town, he will give me a notice that, hey, I'm out of town, just if there's anything come up, you're the man,
Sure.
vice versa.
Yeah.
yeah, that supports.
So it seems to be
reasonable.
going just fine, there's no conflicts, you know, in terms of, there's no issues with it being a three, co-supervisor situation right now.
Right, yeah, given,
It's actually providing help, easier help if they need it down there.
yeah, it makes sense,
Yeah.
given that he's just been put into the position.
Yeah.
But all's good, right, it's operational,
Yeah.
and it's good, doing well.
Yeah.
Okay, the second item in there, we have on the mailbox item, we're gonna complete at the end of this meeting, it's the, we're gonna interview all three, I'll be the facilitator, and I'm gonna interview you for the audit, we'll do the questionnaire.
Okay.
And this is an audit that starts next week. and
Correct.
We just have a standard questionnaire that we fill out.
Right, and with input from all three selectmen, then I sign off on it.
Okay.
Just they're basic questions about accountability.
Okay.
Good news, police department, again, they were awarded the Chad Safe and Active Communities Grant. Basically, they facilitates purchasing and giving out free bicycle helmets to children.
Okay,
And that's gonna be at the annual bicycle rodeo scheduled August 8th, 10 to 12, usually right next to the school police department.
Okay.
And so that's a kudos for the police department.
Okay.
So we can't get it's for children, John. No,
right,
okay.
I was hoping I could enroll in the bike rodeo.
Get my mountain bike ready to come down, but I guess I'll have to wait.
Yeah.
Alright. It's just FYI for you, the notice, okay.
Yeah.
We have with Jennifer came in originally, we're just gonna, this is for the public, we have a public hearing on June 11th to review the current fee schedule for recommended changes. That'll be notified via the website and in the newspaper. And for the public, just June 11th, we're reviewing charges across every department where we ask for fees.
And I believe the town administrator established a date of June 1st for any department to have their fees, so we could publish those, so the residents would have some 11 days heads up on what fees were being proposed for changes.
And
We also recognized that not all departments would have had the time to possibly go through their fees, but this can be done again later in the year, given other departments more time. Like the planning department, and the planning board did not have time to dig deep into all the different fees, there's lots of fees
Yeah.
there. So they're gonna miss this
Okay.
deadline and not submit any changes.
Okay,
Transfer station, I'm not aware of any changes, that could be another one that gets deferred to a later public hearing. So, the way I've been describing it is if any department has anything that they had in the queue, like when the next time fees change, I wanna put this in, those are probably the ones that are gonna come in. Obviously Jennifer and the town clerk has some, the PD has some, I don't,
The PD's, basically, they wanted one of the centric to the PD was the reimbursement for detail rates.
yes,
And the philosophy there is, if we're at the bottom, we can be called upon all the time. And if we're at the top, we'll never be called.
Yeah.
And so we like the chief likes to look for something in the middle with a little, and knowing that it's gonna last a couple of years, maybe middle towards a little above middle.
Yeah.
And
Right.
it's a win for the employee, for the police officer, because he gets paid a little bit extra. And it's a win for the town of Dunbarton, because we get a little reimbursement for the use of our vehicle.
yeah.
And for the extra time for the process, the paperwork, we get an admin fee, which helps offset the
Yeah.
time spent on it. So it's a win for all parties involved.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we'll learn on June 11th that these PD fees do not affect a resident in town
Correct.
at all.
In fact-
It just affects police detail charges that utilities and other other public service, entities have to pay if they want a police detail.
Okay,
And I think they even offered discounts to resident businesses.
Oh, okay.
When I
So
said-
we'll learn more on
Yeah,
June
exactly.
11th, but this was one of the ones that they actually wanna get through, because the summer season is a popular season for detail requests.
okay.
Okay, and we got the town clerk, fire departments in, and, so we'll get a few, and we'll talk about it on the 11th.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, I have open for non-public, let's go through the mail, I think that's all the mailbox items I have, I'm gonna open up for public comment, Fred, anything?
Yes, what are they planning for the center cemetery as part of this,
Fred, that's what we're trying to figure out, but the thing is, obviously, there's a nationwide, a 48 state celebration,
yeah,
and, it's a 48 state tour, Dunbarton is part of it, where they're looking at historical cemeteries. And, but it doesn't really say, much about it, just, we have a cemetery background, which we have some history about our cemetery, and that's all we have here, like,
Yeah.
it doesn't really talk about what this.
well, there's some things I think you guys should add to this, is that starting about 4 years ago, the 2 6th grade classes had started as give back to the community projects. And under my wife's and I's supervision, they've been putting the flags up for the veterans in the center. As of this year, there's 147 veterans buried in the center cemetery. And they also started last year helping the cemetery trustees clean the stones.
Yeah.
And they did a fine job of that, and I think they should get credit, you know, because not how many 6th grade classes helped that, you know.
Do you know if that's something that is in the plans for this year?
We already did it.
Oh, you already did it for
Yeah, well,
2026?
they got plans again to help the cemetery trustees.
Okay,
I don't know what date that's gonna be, but usually it's around the beginning of June.
oh, okay,
Mike Lasard would know that answer.
okay.
We might wanna ask for more information
Oh,
on
we
this,
are,
because
absolutely, I was gonna
it
put the,
doesn't,
I want,
it doesn't say what organization is overall putting this together.
well, it's,
I can see the town is involved,
but the town
cemetery
trustees, but,
Yeah.
but the thing is, we don't
And
even know the
48
extent as.
state- Who's putting on the 48 state thing?
Exactly.
I
That
mean,
doesn't seem to be.
To me, they should, 6th graders should get some credit for that. They march over from school,
Yeah,
and they're very, very respectful about where they step on the cemeteries and everything else, you know. They ask all kinds of great questions and
yeah,
stuff. So,
good.
I think they ought to get some credit for that.
thanks.
Right,
So the thing is, with this, we don't know all the facts, that's the challenge we have here, so we'll probably let Joe Marie on it first thing in the morning, just,
Yeah.
she can start
Right.
doing the groundwork and
Okay.
find out what's
Yeah.
going on.
agree.
Now, if they're interested in how many veterans are buried in all the forts in town, and what wars they fought in, I can give them that information if they want that.
Okay,
147 though, huh,
Only in the cemetery.
in this one?
We got 227 in town. That's from French and Indian War right up through to this lattice.
I put a little note on, with your
Yeah, that-
name on the back, so Joe Marie knows that if she needs more information, she'll contact you.
Yeah,
right,
because like I said, they ought to get credit for it.
Yeah.
Yep,
right,
but again, we just don't know what this is all about.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, we have the event, it's a long event, it's gonna go on for 6 hours.
yeah.
So, I don't know, 6 hours is a long time to be walking among the graves. Okay, but the thing is, but it is our concern too, we just don't know.
Right.
Anything else for public comment?
No,
No? I'll bring it back to the board. Town administrator, do you have anything? Oh, she's not here, okay. Gentlemen,
Who's her assistant?
Joe Marie's really been a yeoman's job this afternoon. I talked to her a little bit, so
Oh.
she did a lot of putting the stuff together for us. Anything for the board?
No, not tonight, John.
Okay. Anything for the
I
board?
got 3 things.
Okay, you go.
First off, I have, the solar array repairs were completed. I believe the last time at the last meeting, we reported that there was, one minor panel that needed to be done. That was completed. We did confirm, I was able to confirm online that the whole array is up and running. In doing that confirmation, I did discover one other panel that's producing at only 2/3. I felt that that was a new issue, and I didn't feel that it gated the, final payment for all the repairs done to the solar array, because that didn't show up in the original assessment. We're going to have issues with inverters and array, and panels and things, you know, as time moves forward, as a natural
Okay.
cause anyway, so we did release the payment, we now are, we'll be processing and get like a formal bill of sale that says we own the array. So that repair of that one panel will occur in due time, as a normal repair. And that is covered by warranty, parts and labor. And the one last thing is, we did report that there are renewable energy credits that once we own the array, I believe that they're gonna be around $200 a month of value, which you get credit for actually producing renewable energy. And that is a market rate, so that can go up and down. But we are in the process of submitting the paperwork to the renewable energy credit system, so that we start getting the credits instead of Granite State Solar.
And for the public, I just wanna make sure for the public, we've been getting a few dollars every month, but because we've been putting the money we were making off the solar energy produced towards our payment. And we made more electricity than our payment was, but our payment, I would say we're hitting the mother load now, because our payment was, how much was our payment, what, $800?
$815 was our payment.
And we would get about maybe, I think, $30, $40 a month.
It was actually it was up to 1,000 total of savings, so we were about almost $200
A year,
in benefit every month,
Every
even
month.
with that payment. Now we're gonna be
almost $1,000.
$1,000 a month.
So the investment we made is gonna start returning back to us, and so it'll be paid off very quickly,
Yes,
the investment.
Good. One question, you mentioned, now that we own it, will the parts and labor warranty still be in effect
They
as
do.
it was in the past?
they do.
They do.
It's a full 25-year warranty, so we're at year 6 right now, so we have 19 more years of,
Great. And as well as
Warranty.
labor even,
yes.
wow, yeah.
Yeah, it was a
That
pretty
sounds
sweet
good.
deal, that doesn't exist all the time.
Right,
We were able to get, not only did we get a sweet deal on the entire array, cause if you look at the final cost, we ended up paying, I think, about $90,000. And in 2019 dollars, it would have cost us $180,000 to put it in if we went out and just bought it. That's probably would be more expensive today, obviously,
Right.
so we were able to purchase this because we were supposed to be a model for other towns in terms of doing these municipal arrays, and they gave us a sweet deal. So there's no other town likely that got a deal as good as we got back in 2019 on
Oh,
this.
And the thing is, we had a committee called the Energy Committee, and who was on that, Dana?
Yeah,
right,
it was one of
I'm
my
saying-
first jobs when I joined the Energy Committee,
So
was,
I wanna give kudos to him, because he's the one who drove the process, and thank him.
okay,
yeah. And
Great work.
ultimately, this is going to save the town somewhere between $400,000 and $500,000 over the life of the solar array.
okay,
It's good.
It'll be very good.
that's significant.
Yeah, so okay, that's the, solar array update. I have a, update, we've been doing some work, as volunteers down at the Kimball Pond Conservation Commission area, which is right near the boat ramp, in cleaning out where there's an old cellar hole down there. I'm sure, Fred, you're familiar with the cellar hole that's there, the old boarding house, and then the mill that was across the street.
Yep.
So if you go down there now, you're gonna find that there were, 57 ash trees that were dead in that whole area. They've all been taken down, cut down towards the ground. They're all been removed. And as part of that project, we also did remove a lot of invasive species that are in that area. So it looks pretty clean. Not to say that this stuff isn't gonna grow back, if
Yeah.
it's not maintained over time, cause these are pretty aggressive plants in the area, but it looks pretty nice right now. We did some plantings of some daylilies down there, just cause they don't need to be cared for very much. Daylilies survive on the edges of roads pretty easily by themselves, but the area looks very good. We ended up building up a big brush pile, and next Tuesday, June 2nd, at 5 p.m., myself, the Conservation Commission, and the fire department are gonna go down there with a tanker truck, and we're gonna burn the brush pile that exists in this little, it looks like a livestock area that may have existed there. That's the easiest way to get rid of this brush pile, and everybody's excited to go down there and put the finishing touches on all the brush that was.
Fire chief can use it as a training exercise.
Yep, and they get
Yeah.
they get to actually test out the new pump that we reported on, I think, 2 meetings ago, that was put on the fire truck. So that's
Very good.
they're gonna come down. I
Good.
believe, obviously the fire chief is working on whether he's down there or others or even more firefighters.
Very good.
So June 2nd, Tuesday, 5 PM. And then the last thing I just wanted to bring up, we talked about town signs last year, and when I read the minutes, I don't know if we came to a full agreement on the signs as you enter town. 2 things, one, I think there's some invasive weeds, vines that are growing up over some of them, there's some poison ivy around them, some bittersweet, and also just the conditions of the signs is questionable. I don't think we landed in terms of giving approval to the garden club to go take the invasive species
No.
out.
I don't think we came up with any conclusion on
I
that.
don't
Except
think
we just directed Lean to start looking into procuring new signs. 3
Okay.
signs.
That was the second piece of
Yeah.
this, is I think that it's worth us also just checking out, like, what new signs, would cost us.
Right, I
Right,
think she was
yeah,
just
sure.
looking.
And a design of them and whatnot, whether
Right.
we do duplicate the existing design or not.
I had thought that Lean had been like,
She took that action
volunteered to
item?
take that
Yes.
action.
Okay,
I thought-
I'm putting this down as a reminder
But-
for.
okay, that's all I wanted to do, but I think that we should let the garden club know, cause they were willing to go there and remove all the weeds at least around the one up at Page's Corner.
Okay.
I think we should just give them the go-ahead
Oh,
to,
should.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
do that.
if it-
Okay,
and I'm happy
We
to
should.
send that off to them and just
Okay, for
tell
the
them to
garden
do
club?
that.
That would be good.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of a normal maintenance thing. that
right,
they
and
could-
and
they
you
could
you
do.
Yeah.
let them know that we're, in the process of,
noticed.
possibly with the possibility of, strong possibility of procuring new signs.
Yeah.
For the 3 locations.
Okay, alright, good, that's all I had,
Okay.
Okay,
thank you.
all right,
Anything, Michael?
I just have that, audit we wanna do, and we're not gonna hold the public here for this, I think it's to our Maureen, report on that, we'll hold that off. And, I think.
We have no non-publics.
No non-publics, this could actually be a potentially non-public, but the thing is, I think we just work for 10 minutes and then we'd be on.
Yeah, that would be part of our normal work duties anyway,
Yeah.
filling out
Form.
a form.
Okay, I'm all set, I'm ready to make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second,
Any further discussion, hearing none?
nothing.
7:45.
7:45.
You know, is that my record yet for this,